Hello, my name is Jesus Antonio Tostado La Rocha, and in this video, me and my team, conformed by Edgar Gambino Lopez and Juan Jose Miranda Arriaga, we are going to talk about transgenic foods.
Introduction. Have you ever wondered at some point of your life what will happen if some food disappeared from the face of the earth or stopped being produced for some reason that will affect its production through the world? The truth is that no one has questioned that question, because currently in various regions of the world there is enough food for all communities. But let's imagine that at this very moment all the food of the planet disappear out of nowhere. What will humanity have to do with all the scientific advances that are continued to continue eating and satisfy heavily? Also, a question arises for many people: what are transgenic food? What are the benefits of risking of consuming this type of food? This is what the bibliography review is for: finding the answer to this question and giving an idea of the impact that transgenic food are having and will continue to have in this world. Methodology. A bibliography review on transgenic food was carried out looking for articles from scientific journals that were written in English, and between a publication periods between 2015 to 2021 in a database known as Google Academic, to which 17,900 articles from scientific journals were subsequently found in the database. That refer the number of articles was reduced using the objective on which this bibliography review is focused, which are establish the benefits and risks of consuming transgenic food in people, determine what is people's perception of transgenic food, and establish the problems and future promise of transgenic food. Only at the end, there were only 3 articles with which the bibliography review was carried out. Transgenic foods. Genetic modification is a biological technique that affects alteration in the genetic machinery of all kinds of living organisms. GMO, genetically modified organisms, is defined as follows by WHO, World Health Organization: organisms in which the genetic material DNA has been altered in a way that does not occur naturally by mating and or natural recombination. Similarly, the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, and the European Commission defines a GMO as a product not occur naturally by mating and or natural recombination. GM, genetically modified foods, or transgenic food, refer to foods produced from genetically modified plants or animals.
How to make transgenic food? Well, to produce a genetically modified organism, a new foreign DNA is transferred into a host cell, which are then grown employing tissue culture, where they grow into a new organism, giving it a new or different characteristics. There are some basic steps that are to be followed in order to produce genetically engineered organisms, and these are followed to: Step 1. Identification of trait of interest. Step 2. Isolation of the genetic trait of interest. Step 3. Insertion of desired trait into a new genome. And step 4. Drawing the genetically modified organisms. Benefits of consuming transgenic food. Some genetic modification is specifically targeted to enrich certain nutrients or substances having high therapeutic and product value, including vitamins A, C, and E, unsaturated fatty acids, alimentary cellulose, and probiotics. In these moments, there are so many transgenic foods in the market, but there are three more important transgenic foods that are proof that are good in our body. And these are number one, goat rice improves malnutrition effectively and economically. Number two, sweet lupin, the methionine content of which is enriched. And the number three, amphora potato. It has less amino acids and is rich in amylopectin. Risk of consuming transgenic foods. Allergenicity, genetic hazards, and toxicity are the three major risks associated with transgenic foods. Disruption of natural genes in organisms in certain genes and the express proteins and probiotic effects of the gene are the three main reasons for the rise of these health risks. It is believed that transgenic foods can cause cancer in the body because this disease is caused due to mutations in the DNA. It is harmful to introduce a new gene into the body. Transgenic foods are found to have effects on animals with tests, such as pancreatic effects, alterations in hematology, and reproductive and development toxicity. People perception of transgenic food. Generally, consumer knowledge of transgenic food is low, according to studies based on direct consumer surveys. A survey conducted by the Food Policy Institute at Rogers University found that in the United States, consumers as a whole were fairly unknowledgeable about transgenic food. In the left column, with just 48% knowing that transgenic food were available in supermarkets, and only 31% believing that they have most likely consumed a transgenic product. The majority of participants also self-rate their knowledge to be poor. In the right column, 48% say that they knew very little about transgenic food. 66% feel they know nothing at all about transgenic foods, compared with 30% knowing a fair amount and just 5% knowing a great deal about transgenic food.
Future promise of transgenic food. Transgenic food could serve as oral vaccines, capable of stimulating the immune system through mucosal immunity, twist to produce antibodies. So it would not be unusual to see edible vaccines against different infections in the future, but nothing is clear at the moment. Future problems of transgenic food. One of the biggest concerns in the risk of transgenic antibiotic resistance. Genes to begin bacterial that comprise the microflora of human and animals, gastrointestinal tracts, or worse still, two pathogenic bacteria harbored by the consumer of transgenic food. Conclusion. GMO foods are foods produced from genetic modification of plants and animals. They have good twins and bad twins. They have a superior amount of nutritional benefits, but also dangers such as allergies and toxicity. In itself, society is still very much unaware of various aspects of the foods. Finally, mention that this type of food has a very prosperous future for scientific and medical advance in people's life. Although if not treated careful. They could pose a risk, especially to in use of resistance gene transfer. But outside from this, the future looks promising to have 100 clean and healthy transgenic food.
Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day.